Hello. Um, my name is Stacy Boatman, and I wanted to talk to you today about a few things about gastric sleeve surgery, and the approval process, and why I chose it, and why I decided to get it in the beginning, in the first place. So, first of all, let's start off with why. Okay, so I have health problems. I've been overweight ever since I was very little. Um, and I started really getting bad about 2 years ago. My health problems started about 2 years ago, one after another. I first found out that I was diabetic. Then I found out I had high blood pressure. Then I found out I had thyroid disease. And there was a lot of other things that was going on with my body that they couldn't pinpoint. Because at that time I did not have insurance, and I was going through a free clinic, and so they were doing these tests to see if I had PCOS, and they never found it. Even though I was checked for it about 4 times, they did not find anything. So PCOS is polycystic ovary syndrome. So so I was checked for it many times and didn't find it. And so I started to really get worried about my health, because I knew something was wrong with me and they couldn't find out what was wrong with me. But anyways, I eventually did get health insurance, because my husband finally got a really good job and got health insurance. And so I went to a better doctor for my PCOS and did find out that I did have it. Okay, so they were blown away by how bad it was, and it still is. So they pretty much told me that I had the worst case they ever seen, and that I needed to do something about it pretty quickly. So immediately she was talking about weight loss surgery to me, and I was like, oh, no, no, no. I'm going to lose the weight on my own. She says, but it's going to be impossible for you. You're in so much pain, and with other symptoms that I had. She said, I'm not trying to tell you that you can't. She was saying, I will support you, whatever you decide to do, but it's going to be very hard for you. She told me it was going to be very hard for me to lose weight in the situation that I was in. So that was about a year ago, she told me. I was like, no, I want to try to do it on my own. So, well, I tried for a little while. I tried Weight Watchers and Sensa and all this stuff, and I was not getting very, very far with my results. And then all of a sudden, all these other health problems started hitting me, I had sleep apnea, so I have to be on a CPAP machine. And then they put me on oxygen because I have pretty bad asthma and pretty bad COPD. So I was on oxygen and CPAP at night, and so I just was like, I've got to do something about this. I cannot take this anymore. So about a year after my doctor talked to me about weight loss surgery, I went in there for my exam to see how big my cysts were, and they were a lot worse. And I could tell they were because of how much pain I was in. And she said, honey, you've got to do something, because you're going to really damage your ovaries. And right now you're at the state where you can still have children, but that and it's still possible I can, but she said that I've got to do something about it. So I said, okay, let's do the weight loss surgery. She was so happy that I decided to do it. So then I had to make a decision, which surgery I wanted to do. And after much research, which I do encourage you to do research on your surgeries, gastric sleeve, gastric bypass, or the ring, what is it, the lap band. Do your researches on what's best for you. But because of my health problems, they went downhill so fast. And yes, the past 2 years it's been bad, but the past 9 months, 6 to 9 months, it was really getting bad. My health was really getting bad, and I was getting really concerned. And my dad had 2 heart attacks, and my brother that is younger than me and weighs a lot less than me had a massive heart attack, and we lost him a couple of times at the hospital. That scared me. So I was like, I've got to do something. We're adopting 2 babies, and I've got to do something. So I said, yes, let's do the surgery. So I said yes to surgery in October 2014, and it was at the very end of October I had my surgery consultation. November 2014 I had my psych eval, and December I got approved. January I had my pre-op testing, and February I'm having my surgery, February 17th. So, in about, what was that, like 3.5 months or something? Because like I said, it was at the very end of October when I had my surgery consultation. It was in the middle of October when I decided to do it. So, it went pretty quick. And I'm so thankful and so blessed. I feel so blessed that it went that quick. I am scared of the surgery. I'm very nervous about it. I'm very scared. Who wouldn't be? But, back in 2008, I had my appendix taken out, and it was rough on me. It took me about 5 months to really bounce back from that. And I talked to my surgeon about that. I said, I still have a lot of pain, and I thought it was nerve pain. I thought it was nerve damage. He explained to me that I probably have what's called adhesions from that surgery, and he said he's going to fix it for me if he can find them, and I pray that he can find them. While he's in there doing my surgery, he is going to look for those adhesions and find them and fix them for me. I wanted to give him a hug, because I have been dealing with that pain ever since I had that surgery in 2008, and it is painful. I cannot have nothing on my stomach at all. All my clothes have to be really loose. My kids cannot, my foster kids that we're going to adopt, they cannot sit on my lap for very long, because I cannot have nothing up against my abdomen at all. Not on my stomach or anything. So it's been pretty painful, and I should have listened to my doctor. She's right. I have so much pain that it's really hard for me to exercise. So I'm looking forward to the surgery, praying that he can fix those adhesions to get relief from that pain. And as soon as I start losing weight, the cyst should shrink on my ovaries, and I will have relief from that pain, and I will be able to be more physical, and I'll be able to do the weight loss physically that I need to do. So that is why I have decided to do this surgery. Now, why I decided gastric sleeve over gastric bypass over gastric bypass and lap band. Okay, lap band was a big no way, because I did not want a foreign object in my body that I had to maintain or get refilled all the time. No, thank you. I hate going to the doctor, and I did not want that maintenance and all of that. So I said no. So I did a lot of research on gastric sleeve and gastric bypass, and talked to my husband, we both decided that gastric bypass looked really horrifying. And I mean, I researched and I actually watched the surgeries. Inside, what they do, and outside. I mean, I think it's really important to do that. Yes, that is scary to watch that, because the first time I watched it, I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And that was whenever she first suggested the surgery to me. When I first found out I had polycystic ovary, I looked it up and I was like, no, 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 I'm not doing any surgery, because I looked it up. But when I had to do the research, because I actually decided to do the surgery, I, was like, okay, it's going to be okay. I just kind of took a deep breath and said, okay, which one of these do you want to do? And I looked up, the videos, and I looked at the statistics and all of those things. Did the research on it. So I said yes to gastric sleeve. My husband said gastric sleeve. So since we both were on the same page, I said, okay, gastric sleeve. Now, why I chose it over gastric bypass. The gastric bypass, to me and my husband both, looked really scary. It has a little bit of a higher risk for resurgery. And the lap band has a very high risk for resurgery. So those things in factor. But then probably the number one factor why I chose the sleeve over everything else is because I did not want to lose that absorption of proteins, foods, and medicine. Because you lose all of that with the bypass. So that was the main reason why for me. Okay, a couple of things I want you to know is that it does take a little bit longer. Well, I think it all depends on each person, though. But the numbers show through research that gastric bypass is the quickest way to lose weight from these weight loss surgeries. The bypass has the most success. I think it was something like you lose the most weight with gastric sleeve. No, excuse me, the most weight, or not the most. How do I word this? You lose weight quicker. There you go. You lose weight quicker with the gastric bypass than you do with the other two. Now, the gastric sleeve is a little bit slower at losing the weight, but I think that it all depends on how you are physically and your willing power and all those things. Now, it is very, very, very low success rate with the with the lap band. So that's kind of, giving you a little bit of information. Look it up. Do your research. Do your research. And also do your research on your surgeons. That's probably, if you get anything out of this video, please do your research. But I do wish you all the best of luck. And thank you for watching. Subscribe to me if you will. And God bless you all. If you have any questions or comments, put them below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.